So, what's Donald Trump's plan to end Russia's and Ukraine war? In this video, I'm going to reveal every single thing, what happened and what discussion happened. According to some podcast or some show, something was revealed and how the plan goes to end Russia's and Ukraine war. First of all, we will know one single thing very clear, what Donald Trump really wants. The former president of the United States, of course, he wants that no one should die, and he doesn't want any bloodshed on the land. That means in a very simple word, very clear words, he doesn't want any human being to die. He wants stop dying. Two very clear words, stop dying. And I really support that, honestly. I am with him in this, and I really appreciate that his thinking is on this way for the humanity. But where does Trump stand on Ukraine? Let's take a dive into this, and after that I will reveal the plan. Watch the entire video and you will know how the war is going to end and what will be the negotiations probably on the table. So Russia will be happy, even Ukraine will be happy, NATO will be happy, European Union, and our country, United States, will be also happy. So the first thing, where does Trump stand on Ukraine? First of all, Trump has claimed the war would have never started had he won the 2020 election, and has boasted being able to end the war in 24 hours. That's incredible, and I really believe in him. So he has presented no evidence to support either claim. But if we go into a deep dive a little bit more, of course, all he wanted is only one thing. He wants peace between the two countries, even peace between NATO and also Russia. So who is stuck in the middle? In the Ukraine, right? They're getting like a sandwich. They're just getting squeezed like a sandwich from NATO side, even from Russia side, because it's kind of a little bit complicated here. So now, during the presidential debate against Vice President Kamala Harris last week, he said if elected in November, he would get it done before even becoming president. That's remarkable, honestly. In January, but Donald Trump suggested laying out the plan in details would expose him in negotiations. Wow. And he said that I have a very exact plan on how to stop Ukraine and Russia war. And I have a certain idea, maybe not a plan, but an idea for China. Trump said last week in a podcast interview with Lex Friedman, he added later, but I can't give you those plans because if I give you those plans, I'm not going to be able to use them. So they'll be unsuccessful, and part of it's a surprise. So that's really amazing that I want him to be a president, honestly. So if honestly this goes in this way. So now let's get into a deep dive. What's the plan exactly, right? Now, I'll read exactly word to word, not to get me wrong, not to misunderstand me. While Trump has been reluctant to share detail of his plans to stop Russia and Ukraine war, his running mate was recently more forthcoming. So, of course, according to events, Trump would start negotiating with Kremlin, Ukraine, and European Union stakeholders if he wins the election, with an eye towards achieving a peaceful statement. Again here, you realize one thing, he is only focusing on one thing, a peaceful nation. European Union peaceful he wants, Ukraine he wants peaceful, Russia he wants peaceful, and even our country, United States of America, he wants peaceful. He doesn't want anything war because he doesn't want to pay all this money towards the war, shedding blood. All the tax money what we are paying, of course, is going towards the war. That's not really fair because we want this money towards infrastructure, of course, towards education, towards technology, AI, whatever good stuff is happening for the world and the countries. Of course, we want the money to be invested in that area, but we don't want money to be invested to kill someone. We don't want that, right? But if terrorism honestly goes, that's a different story. I'm just talking about the wars. So according to Vance, Trump would start negotiating with Kremlin and Ukraine and European stakeholder if he wins the election. And of course, that will be again the same peaceful settlement. So, and what it probably looks like, how the plan honestly looks like. It looks like is the current line of demarcation between Russia and Ukraine that becomes like a militarized zone. So he told Sean Ryan show in an episode released last week. So Vance did not discuss the location or extent of demilitarized zone, but emphasized that he would be heavily fortified so the Russians don't invade again. So here is the interesting part. He wants Ukraine to be demilitarized. Oh God, my tongue is so slipping. So he doesn't want any war. No bloodshed, no fightings, no killing on that land. It's literally Russia and NATO, and in between is Ukraine, and Ukraine is becoming like a sandwich. So he wanted land to be peaceful land of negotiations, of course. He want everything to be peaceful and smooth and nice. But again, Ukraine retains its independence and Russia gets the guarantee of neutrality from Ukraine. What kind of guarantee Russia will gonna get from Ukraine? It's gonna get only one thing very interesting. It's gonna get very simple. Russia doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO, right? And it doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO. Of course, if it joins NATO, why the hell Ukraine wants to join NATO if it honestly wants to be a peaceful country? And the plan is very simple, honestly. Vladimir Putin wants a very simple thing. He doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO and cause more problems or cause threatening. Of course, either sides, they don't want war. They don't want killing. But, you have kind of fear in your head when you are clashed between two powerful countries like Russia and European Union or NATO, whatever. You don't want provocations in any sense. So that's why I think Ukraine will be the peaceful land in the middle, demilitarized zone. So where no military activity will go, everything will be peaceful. It's like a fairy tale land. So the simple thing is Russia doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO. It doesn't join some of these allied institutions also. So that is what the deal is ultimately going to look something like. He said, of course, I think so. Probably this is what the deal looks like because he doesn't want Ukraine to join NATO. It's very simple. Why the hell Ukraine wants to join NATO and provoke more Russia? I think it's better to be peaceful. This is just my opinion. I'm not a political critic. So I'm only telling, of course, with my view, what I'm reading right here, what I'm understanding right here. It's a very simple thing. If they don't join NATO, everything is peaceful. But if they join NATO, I think so. It is very hard to be peaceful. So the war can erupt anytime because of provocations, of some kind of ego, or some kind of disturbance, or some kind of wrong news, wrong information, or anything can happen, honestly. But if this middle ground, Ukraine, if it honestly remains so peaceful, demilitarized zone, then I think everything will be peaceful. Russia will be happy that's not going to join NATO, and NATO is happy Russia is not going to attack NATO, right? And Ukraine is also happy it got its independence, right? So all three of the states are happy. European Union NATO side and Ukraine and Russia, all three are happy, and of course, no disturbance. I think so. Probably this plan is gonna work ultimately in a very positive way. So, what would all of that mean in action? Wow, this is an interesting part. But of course, if you take everything in practical, now we are only talking, Donald Trump is only talking, but when it comes to practicality, it's something really different. I think so this will honestly going to work. He Donald Trump will sit down on the table and negotiate, and of course, and negotiate in a very beautiful way that everyone should be happy, in a peaceful way, of course. And now, Russia, of course, will also take 20% off Ukraine. Do you think this? I think so. I think so. I don't know. Probably because only we will know when the Donald Trump will come in the office. Because I think so. 20%. If they take Ukraine and have a peaceful talk, man, I have no idea what's going to be the result, because even Ukraine is not going to let go of the land. Even Russia doesn't want to let go of the land. And NATO on the other side wants to help Ukraine in order to protect itself, its sovereignty. So I think so. I think so. If Russia doesn't take anything from Ukraine and they promise and they make an agreement that they will not join the NATO, probably everything will be smooth and amazing. But let's see what happens. It will be very hard for Russia even to give the land back to the Ukraine what they invaded. This will be the hardest part. So we will wait and watch in November what will going to happen briefly and what Donald Trump is going to do to this plan. I hope so it works, honestly, and I hope so no more killing, no more dying, and no more losing lives on this planet. It's enough how much money is getting flooded on the blood side. It's absolutely enough. So thank you so much for watching. If you really like the video, hit the like button and subscribe the channel for more videos. So I'll make more and more videos and speak about the things all around the world in detail so you can have an idea. Thank you and see you next time.